7th dropping of the knife. GAMCOTRAP is one of the leading FGM campaigners in the Gambia, promoting and protecting the rights of women and children, particularly the girl child. The 7th dropping of the knife in the Gambia, held at Esau, North Bank region, was a landmark event for the Gambia Committee on Harmful Traditional Practices, GAMCOTRAP. This event covered 20 communities, each of which had a circumciser who officially announced that they had stopped performing FGM in front of their chiefs, alcalos, governors, and the public. Circumcisers adorned the day by wearing distinctive customary attires. At this event, the chiefs and the governors of the region issued a statement pleading with the women to stop the practice and warning that FGM has numerous health risks. The chief of Jara expresses gratitude to UNFPA for supporting GAMCOTRAP in its efforts to end FGM in the Gambia.
UNFPA wala nafulo di pour kanyin bengonin taman. So the UNFPA fananten to la bak mbaye jaila. Mbaye tandila la ko fanan ale decision leta me yalon ko decision kendelem.
The governor of North Bank region expressed his joy at hearing from his communities that they have stopped the practice. He mentioned how dangerous the practice of FGM is on women and there's a need to stop it.
Akakuja male ulu meyalonko akakume ulu wale jaw yata kubetot so kisikisoro no yata ndiko nyantanga bula ni onde musul dingol nin kotomal nin domal ake tora ni bake futuotole anin wado dol bijeni be ulu la fam ake tora bakele kisikisoro no tan tibamol kisikisoro anin doctor ul fana yata ndiko wale be kere.
In a speech, the GAMCOTRAP program coordinator reaffirmed the organization's dedication to its mission of putting an end to harmful traditional practices and the race to achieve SDG 2030 in the Gambia. She referred to the DHS report on the prevalence of FGM in the Gambia.
Over 200 million have been subjected to FGM. Findings from the Gambia's 2019-2020 Demographic Health Survey suggest that about 3 out of 4 women of reproductive ages are circumcised, of which 65% of the cutting was done before the age of 5 years old. Traditional circumcisers make up about 98% of circumcised females between the ages of 0 to 14. And 95% of 15 to 49 years old.
She also emphasized passages from the 2015 Women's Act and mentioned the total number of circumcisers who dropped their knives in her closing remarks.
The government of the Republic of the Gambia passed the Women's Amended Act 2015, which states that female genital mutilation, cutting, is a criminal act with definite punishments for going against this law. Section 32A imposes an imprisonment of 3 years or a fine of $50,000 for persons that engage in the practice, and life imprisonment where death has occurred. Since the inception of the dropping of the knife campaign, 262 circumcisers have participated in dropping of the knife. Also, 1,062 communities have been sensitized by GAMCOTRAP, who have made public renouncements against FGM.
The 3 district chiefs took oath affirming that FGM is not permitted in their areas.
We, the chiefs representing the 20 communities in Upper Nyomi, Lower Nyomi Jokadu of North Bank region of the Gambia, solemnly declare to the world, and particularly the Gambia, that the practice of female genital mutilation in the 20 communities of the Upper Nyomi, Lower Nyomi and Jokadu are now free zone from FGM practices.
Chiefs representing the 20 communities in the Upper Nyomi, Lower Nyomi and Jokadu North Bank region of the Gambia, here present at the 7th Doc Health in Esau, solemnly declare to the world, and in particular the Gambia, that the practice of female genital mutilation in the 20 communities of the Upper Nyomi, Lower Nyomi and Jokadu are now free zone.
The 20 circumcisers appeared in the middle and boldly declared to the audience that they had stopped the cutting and dropping their blades into a scarlet fabric to represent blood. After the end of the day activity, the governor of North Bank and the representative, the district chief, were engaged in an exclusive interview, and this is what they had to say.
We are witnessing a historical moment for the dropping down of knives for what we call the FGM, female genital mutilation. This tradition has been in practice for centuries, and it's a tradition that our forefathers believe that it should be maintained. But as time revolute, we have come to a time where we discover that it's very harmful to our sisters and daughters, and it brings complications to their delivery, especially delivering babies. And what we also discover is that during the research and studies, it shows that it brings in different complications, and it makes it harder for our mothers and sisters when they are delivering babies. Some even lose their lives. So GAMCOTRAP, with other stakeholders, feel that it's time for us to stop these brutal acts. So we come to an agreement that those who are the head of these practitioners should drop their knives to stop this mutilation.
Indeed, we feel very much proud that because the fight has long been going on for years, as I have made mention of it in my speech. I said this exercise has been going on for more than 60 years, but thanks to Allah, through dialogue there's nothing that is impossible in the absence of dialogue. Through dialogue, people were able to convince those who were doing the practice, and today, alhamdulillah, we were able to make them put their knives, razor blades, to say no more to it again. So that's
for me, as a girl child, I am always worried about girls that are forced into early marriage. I always think of myself. I was told that the former president, Yahya Jammeh, declared child marriage an offense 20 years in prison for both the husband and the parents of the girl being married. I want President Barrow and his government to do the same so that we girls are protected.
Fulo pele muro landi goide.